is Nur Atika binti Abdul Rahman, A20A1692. Introduction. Many ethnic Malay oppose this plan, including Malaysian First Political Party, the United Malay National Organisation, which is UMNO. Malaysian competitive is recruiting FDI, according to the government, may be affected by a number of issues, including higher salary than in other Asian nations. Malaysia report its first COVID-19 positive case less than 48 hours after the first case was reported in Singapore. In February 2020, an early financial stimulus package worth 20 billion was announced, prior to the announcement of Prihatin package worth 250 billion.
Economic activities. Economic activities play an important role in the economic growth of a country. Every country wants its economic level to be at a high level and stable. The country's economic position at the maximum level can provide many benefits to the country. Among them is to attract foreign investors to invest in our country, which will increase the level of economic development of a country. High economic growth can also reduce poverty for a country. The first one is primary sector. The primary economic activity is the basic economic sector that is directly related to natural resource. Among them are agriculture, fisheries, livestock, forestry, and mining. They in the primary sector category as they involve early stage economic activities that use natural resources as raw materials and products. There are many contributions of primary sector activities to the country. Among them are advancing other related sectors. In this context, the downstream economic chain will expand when its raw materials are contributed by the primary economic sector. For example, the petroleum and natural gas mining sectors help the development of the petrochemical industry, such as the manufacture of plastic, polystyrene, and paints. However, there are some problems and challenges faced by primary economic sector in Malaysia today. The first is financial capital. Malaysia among a country that lack of capital to increase production. In Malaysia, the shortage problem faced by the plantation sector. Some parties are more likely to prioritize the finished product regardless of the capital for the process of making it. And next is secondary sector. In macroeconomics, the secondary sector of the economy is an economic sector in three sector theory that describe the role of manufacturing. It encompasses industry that produce a finished usable product or are involved in construction. The importance of the second sector is that it's a major producer of wealth in a country. Many economists compare this sector to economic wealth. Correlation can be found when the economy begins to decline due to contractivity in its secondary sector, and especially this sector is responsible for generating wealth. This makes manufacturing important enough as an activity to create further economic growth and development. Several examples of secondary sector activities are in a heavy industry, food product, fashion, craft, vehicle manufacturing, or related to electronic and others. There are also some international companies that prioritize the secondary sector as their core. What can be concluded is the secondary economic sector is the most important sector for national development. And last is tertiary sector. The tertiary sector is the sector engaged in service activities such as transportation and telecommunication, storage, utility, service, wholesale, trade, retail, tourism, hotels and restaurants, financial service, insurance and banking, real estate, business service, government service and other service. This tertiary sector is among the major contributors to the gross domestic product (GDP) of the country. Its market characteristics include competitor size, market destination, as well as the purchasing power of external and domestic market. The tertiary sector market is highly dependent on the quality of service offered.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ainanabila binti Syamsa Afandi and my metro number is A20A1666. Here I want to discuss about the impact of COVID-19 to economic growth in 2020 to 2022. There is no denying that this outbreak has had a significant influence on Malaysia's economic sector. The restrictions imposed have caused economic growth to decrease as consumers no longer purchase goods as they normally would, resulting in oversurpassing demand for products and services. It has a substantial impact on the Malaysian economy, causing the Malaysian ringgit to depreciate and the country's gross domestic product (GDP) to fall. During the first phase of pandemic, Malaysia's stock exchange of Bursa Malaysia plummeted as investors liquidated equities because of the expected economic impact caused by the virus. Following the ongoing implementation of MCO over the first 3 quarters of the year 2020, the impact on the economy can be seen in the GDP growth statistic, which shrunk 0.5% in the first quarter of 2021 from 0.7% in the first quarter of 2020. Meanwhile, the year 2022 Malaysian economy is predicted to expand faster than in 2021 with a 5 to 6% increase in gross domestic product this year. This is attributed to many economic indicators indicating a rise, particularly in the fourth quarter of 2021 and is inclined to maintain in the first quarter of 2022. For example, the value of imports and exports climbed more. The current account stayed consistent, the number of employees increased more, and the final and manufacturing index increased even further. The country's economic growth is also predicted to reach between 5.5 and 6.5% this year, in accordance with the International Monetary Fund's IMF forecast of 6% and the World Bank's forecast of 5.8%. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Macroeconomic. My number is AFT1093. I will continue to the next point, which is impact of COVID-19 to the economic activities. First is tourists. After the World Health Organization (WHO) declared COVID-19 is very dangerous pandemic, the number of tourists to Malaysia has been declined. Number of international tourists and daily visitors in Malaysia increased compared to last year. The significant increase in the number of tourists, arrival and daily visitors was due to the closure of the Malaysia border gate following the outbreak of the COVID-19 outbreak. Impact from this pandemic COVID-19, many tourist packages had to be cancelled and estimated total loss in the tourist sector has cost billions of ringgit Malaysia. This affects employees working in the hospitality industry. The next point is transportation. The existing public transport facility in Malaysia are a consumer attraction and very important to facilitate the movement of public transportation users to arrive at the destination they want to visit. There are various modes of transportation including road, water, air and rail. Among them, the impact of airline in Malaysia is becoming increased affected. During the Movement Control Order (MCO), all sectors had to be stopped immediately, including the aviation sector. Therefore, when airlines terminate their service, they are unable to cover the cost of rent, expenses and employee salaries. As a result, many workers had to be laid off. And the last one is the manufacturing. The manufacturing sector is the one of economic activity that will be affected as a result of MCO measure to serve the spirit of COVID-19 pandemic. Domestic demand was also severely affected due to the pandemic measure and production of many companies was hampered due to the closure of business operation. Several sectors in manufacturing are allowed to continue operation through MCO with empty approval, namely food and beverage, household products such as detergent, hand sanitizer, canned item, personal protective equipment which is PPE. Therefore, many manufacturing workers have to be unemployed because of the pandemic. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Nurul Shahida. I will explain the implementation of economic policy in the growth rate of the Malaysia economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. The first policy is fiscal policy. Is a government measure to change government spending and tax structure to change the level of aggregate spending in the economy. Malaysia economic growth rate dropped from 17.1% in the second quarter of 2020 as an effect from the COVID-19. The government also will implement a expansionary fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is to achieve keep inflation under control. The country tax rate must be cut to be a low level because they will not be restricted by higher tax rate. The situation will end in a fiscal cycle in which people will make a large profit. This might result in increased output since employers have worked harder and entrepreneur capitalists have increased their investment. As a result of the increase in government spending, interest rate and output will increase until it increase in national income. Then monetary policy function is minimize the impact of COVID-19 on the national economy is a key to supporting fiscal recovery and helping in financial market stability. To increase aggregate spending and solve the employment crisis, the government will undertake a expansionary monetary policy, which means increase the money supply and decrease market interest rate. Therefore, the government has using BNM as a monetary authority with the following monetary policy. This include decrease the minimum capital and cash ratio and also gain a government guarantee, then cutting interest rate. As a result, it has ability to help the country economy recovery. Also, during the era of capital inflow, BNN will replace while keeping a flexible exchange rate as the primary protection for external shock. Adjustment to exchange policy contribute to a decrease in unstable capital flow during the crisis economy.
Okay, the conclusion. Among them is attract foreign investor to invest our country, which can increase the level of economic development of a country. There are several main type of economic activity that depends on the country, which can contribute to the economic growth of the country. Among them are agriculture, fisheries, livestock, forestry, and mining in the primary sector categories, as they involve early stage economics activities that use natural resource as raw material and products. If we analyze the primary sector in developed country, we will see that it has advanced technologically.